Hey there, everybody. I figured it out and made it live onto YouTube. I am still not an expert at this by any means. I am brand new. So bear with me. But here we are live today, which is very exciting. And today is day 2 of my December challenge called Destress December, where I'm inviting you to join me in 4 days of learning to free our mind and our time so that we can enjoy this month a little bit more doing the things that we want to do and not get caught up in all of the stress. If you haven't gone through day 1 yet, you can see the recorded video right here on my channel and check the information here so that you can print yourself the worksheet and follow along. So yesterday we looked at our time and the ways that we spend it. We went through the worksheet together and we came up with categories for the things that we do every day and about how long they take us. And we also brainstormed a few ways to reduce, eliminate, or consolidate the things that we don't enjoy doing. Today, we're going to go ahead and look at our energy. And we're going to begin with another affirmation. Today's affirmation is, I have abundant energy to live the life I desire. I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to say it with me, go ahead. I really want you to get this in your head and feel it. I have abundant energy to live the life that I desire. All right, so we're opening ourselves up to more energy. Now, I want to go ahead and do that same 2-minute meditation that we did yesterday, the guided meditation by Rosalie Yoga. I'm not fancy enough yet to share that on my screen with you, but I can go ahead and play it here right now so we can listen to it together. I've included the information and link in the video details so that you can access that directly yourself as well, but I'm going to go ahead and play that right now. So let's listen.
Hi, I'm Rosalie, and welcome to this 2-minute meditation. Find a comfortable position and allow your eyes to blink closed. Now take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. And again, deep breath in and sigh it out. Breathing in again. And as you exhale, let go of any worries, any concerns, any niggling thoughts. With every exhale, allowing any tension to melt away from your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Just for this moment, letting go of any worries, any concerns, knowing that you can always come back and take care of these later. Now settle into this space of ease and comfort, where there's nothing to do except to relax and enjoy this feeling. And it's time now to come fully back into your body, feeling relaxed, serene, and ready for whatever lies ahead. Namaste.
It just always amazes me how much even just a 2-minute guided meditation like that can make you feel so calm and relaxed and focused. So again, I hope you enjoyed that. Real quick, I discovered guided meditation back in graduate school when I had a professor that started our class off with one every single time. And I fell in love with them then. I don't do them as much as I would like to, but I'm trying to incorporate them more and more. So I hope that if you've never done one before, that trying that today opened you up to something that you might want to continue with. So I'm guessing you're here with me because you have felt stressed and you want to feel less stressed. And that is one very easy way for free. You can hop on and you can search guided meditations right here on YouTube and find tons of them. So use that. Okay. Moving forward, we're going to take that information that we created yesterday on day one's worksheet, and we're going to take it one more step forward. So if you haven't printed your worksheet out yet, you can pause this, come back to this, and then go do that. It'll be easier to go through it together, but you are welcome to just watch the video first and then grab that for later. I have my worksheet right here, so we're gonna go through that right now. So recapping yesterday, we looked at our time and we have that in our mind now, and we essentially created a baseline for where we're at, how much time we're spending each day on certain things, and it can give you a feeling. Are you feeling good about the ways that you spend your time? Is there something that stands out to you that you want to change? Take a look at that, recognize those feelings. We're not putting any pressure on it yet. We're just going to hold that information. One thing I do want you to think about as you look at that list of things that you did is there anything that is not on your list that you want to add on there? In other words, are there things that you want to start doing or do more of this month that you don't currently do? So whatever those things are, go ahead and jot those down right now. Then we will start to turn our attention toward our energy. So I'm going to give you a quick minute to go ahead and think one more time about the things that you might want to start doing or do more of, and go ahead and jot that down. And these can be anything. It can be playing with your kids. It can be reading a book. It can be doing absolutely nothing, sleeping in, getting up early, baking, whatever you want to do. Okay. When you have that out of your head and onto the paper, let's think about energy. When I talk about energy, I am talking about your energy and how you are feeling. So that can be high or low, and that can also be good or bad, positive or negative. It's all of that. So we are going to start by determining our energy levels and the times of day, week, and month that are best for certain types of activities. So let's look back at our affirmation again. I have abundant energy to live the life I desire. And we will use that to set us on a positive note as we go through this. So if you're looking at your worksheet for today, you'll see these circles here. We're going to start by coloring in the border for the circles to create a little chart that represents the fluctuation in our energy. Now, as you probably know, energy isn't stable. It changes all the time. But one thing about energy is that it can be replenished. And so unlike time, we don't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. But energy comes and goes, and there are things we can do to work with that. So we are going to go ahead and fine-tune those ways. I recommend on the worksheet picking 3 colors to symbolize your energy levels. I'm going to use red for my high energy times, blue for my low or relaxed feeling times, and the purple is going to symbolize an in-between or a change from one to the other. The first circle here says midnight and noon. So if you imagine this part of the circle is your energy levels around midnight, and then it changes through the morning to the noon hour and early afternoon into the evening. It's a circle because our day is circular and our energy shifts will change throughout the day. So take a minute now to think of a typical day and track your energy with these 3 colors. I tend to be more energetic, relaxed in the morning. So it's a mixture of calm, but also motivated. And as the morning carries on, I get more like high energy. And then later in the afternoon, my energy levels wane and I'm getting tired and I'm ready to rest. And then I notice that it comes back a little more at night. And then I hit a spot where I'm ready to rest again. Yours might be the same and it might be different. So just mark how it is for you. My blue is not working right now. I think I maybe use this one a lot, but we're going to roll with it. Doing this can help you really see something that maybe feels like it should be obvious, but isn't. It's one of those things that we think we know so well, we don't actually take the time to stop and look at it. So that's why we're doing it now. And again, just like I said yesterday, this is for you. You don't have to show anybody else. If you want to share it with me, I'm happy to look at it. You can send me a message or you can email me. You can find me on Instagram at Erin Reinholtz Art. And I'm happy to look at them, talk with you about it, go over things together. Okay. Once you've gotten the daytime one colored in, go ahead and move on to the one that says Sunday and Wednesday. This is going to track the changes and shifts in your energy over the week. So starting on Sunday and then going around to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you want to write those in, you can, but we can get the idea. So I start on Sundays because Sunday's a good day to track for me. It feels very consistent. And Sundays also tend to be the most relaxed day of my week. So you can use those same 3 colors again that you're using and just mark your shifts. It may surprise you to see if your week fluctuates on certain days or if it stays fairly consistent. There's no right or wrong here. I like to take a minute and think about the things that happen on certain days of the week and also the times of day or week when you have the most energy or the ability to focus might be dependent on the other people in your household or your environment. So remember that if you are taking care of somebody else, you're spending energy on some of their things too. So remember that. This can also go around your work schedule. If you're in school or taking or teaching classes, those things take up your energy. You might be feeling more energized by those things, or you might be feeling less. All right. Hopefully you've had enough time to go through those two. So you'll have your circles there ready to go. You can refer back to those anytime you need to. On the back side of this page, we have a note here that says, also consider how your energy changes from the start of the month through to the end of it. Are you most energetic at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the month? So again, we have our energy shifting during the course of one day, and then it fluctuates over the course of the whole week and also throughout the month. So some of us, we feel real pumped and ready to go anytime there's a new month that comes up. Some of us forget that it's a new month, which happens to me a lot. I'm still thinking it's in the past month, and that can change as well. So we're going to just focus on December for this one. How are you feeling at the start of the month right now? How do you imagine that your energy will change as the weeks go on to the middle? And by the end of the month, which also is the end of this year, how do you imagine your energy? Where are you most energetic? Take note of that. And then we can move on to step 2. So we're going to start assigning the items from our day 1 list into blocks of energy based on the time that they require and also the amount of energy that you feel is necessary to accomplish those tasks. Also, remember, just because something takes more time doesn't necessarily mean that it takes more energy. So keep that in mind. Today, we are tracking the energy. So on this chart, we have high energy things, moderate energy things, and low energy things. And by that, it means your energy required. So if you really need to be in the mood for it, you know it's going to take a lot out of you, or you need to be focused for it, it goes here. If it's kind of taking stuff out of you need a little bit of focus, but not your A game, it goes in the middle. And on the bottom, if you can do it with your eyes closed, if it doesn't make you feel any stress, drain, exhaustion, it goes down here. And that might even be things that give you energy back. So go through your list right now and insert these things into that chart, however it applies. I'm going to start doing some right now, but I'm going to encourage you to just pause the video if you need more time to finish this section. And you can use whatever color you want for this part. You don't even have to use a color. Do your thing. As you're working, are you starting to notice that many things are lumped into one category or the other? Or do you have a balanced mixture? It could be anything. I see for myself right now, it is not very balanced. And that's okay so far. But if you do find that you have a lot of your categories up in the high energy section, you might need to look at that and find ways where you can create more balance in your energy. Okay. I'm just about done with mine, so go ahead and finish yours. If you need to, again, just go ahead and stop the video and come back to it when you're ready. On the next page, we have step 3, and this says protect your energy. Now, this is the bulk of today's action step. Protecting your energy is something that I learned within the last 2 years, the idea of this. I first heard this from Emily Jeffords, who's an artist that I have been learning from. And the phrase protecting your energy opened my eyes because, for one, I didn't realize that I needed to protect my energy. And two, I didn't realize that I have the power to do that. And so both of those things are true. And when you open your eyes to that, you can see that there are some ways to control that feeling of stress and losing time. So, two ways that I have learned to feel more in control over my time are by engaging in the activities that give me more energy and by setting boundaries. So, on the worksheet under step 3, there's a space to brainstorm the ways or the things that give you energy. So these are probably the things that were on your day one list under what you love to do, but not necessarily. So right now, just think for a minute of all the things that give you energy. This could be sleeping. It could be literally giving you energy, or exercising, which takes some energy, but also makes you feel more energetic when you're finished. It could be a great conversation with a good friend. It could be writing if you like to write or journal, that might leave you with energy. Any of the things that make you feel like refreshed or rejuvenated, replenished, those are things that give you energy. So go ahead and brainstorm your list right now. Okay. I have a few things listed. My first one was walking outside because being outside in nature makes me feel energized. And of course, painting. So, whatever you have on there, that's great. Just make sure that you do take the time to brainstorm those things. Those are really, really important. If you are going through this month trying to feel less stressed, you're going to be relying sometimes on these things that make you feel refreshed and bring you energy. These are your tools. This is the go-tos to pull out when you need them. Below that, we're starting to talk more about boundaries. Now, I'm sure you've heard of boundaries before. Boundaries help conserve your energy and can be as simple as choosing what you say yes to and what you say no to. Every time that you say no to something, you get to say yes to something else. So, no to browsing Facebook might mean yes to walking with a friend. No to making and sending out Christmas cards this year equals yes to more time playing in the snow with your kids or sitting by the fire with a book. So, personally, I have decided not to send out any cards for the holidays this year. That's something that I typically do, and I sometimes take a year off. And one of the reasons why I made that decision is because it takes so much time for me to get the photos that I want to use on those cards, and then to design the card or choose the design for the card, place the order for the card, get the cards, address the cards, and send them out. It's just one of those things that, yes, I could do, but I am choosing to say no to it this year because I just want to go sledding with my kids. So think about those things. Also on here, it says saying no to checking your emails or social media comments the moment they come in. By turning off your notifications, for instance, means yes to fewer interruptions, which in turn gives you more calm and focus on the present moment. I've done a lot of reading over the last year. As you know, I'm a bookworm. And I can't recall the exact statistic, but I want to say that each time you break away from what you're doing to look at a text, or if someone interrupts you by asking a question or whatever it is, it ends up adding, I don't even know, something like what very surprising. If it was like 10 more minutes to the task or however long it is. But all of those interruptions that feel very, very short significantly pull you and your focus away. So use those tools that you have to reduce or eliminate those as much as possible. It is very stressful nowadays for us to be even by ourselves because we have constant interaction from the outside world at our fingertips. So instead of just sitting and reading a book, sometimes you're sitting and reading the book and you have the phone ding or you see this something flashing, and that is very disruptive. So one thing I've started doing is saying no to answering my texts during my painting time. If you've been following me for a bit, you know that I have 4 kids and one of them is still in preschool, so she's home most of the time. And I am grateful she still naps because that means that on painting days of the week, I can get about a 2-hour solid chunk of time painting while she's napping. Now, I noticed what was happening during that time is I would start getting text messages. So here I am in the studio and I'm just setting up for my painting. I've got my paints pulled out. I'm just getting going. I've got my playlist on and I'm just getting into the flow of it. And all of a sudden a text would come and it rips me right out of what I'm doing. So for one, it's disrupting my flow and my focus, but also then I am feeling pressured to respond to this person because generally the people that are texting me are people that I really like and do want to talk to. And even if I'm telling myself I'll get back to them in a few minutes, it's nagging in my mind, so that's tearing me away. And it was just happening so often that I would just find myself consuming about 30 to 60 minutes of that 2-hour painting block by either responding to the text or trying to regroup my focus. So what I decided to do is use those modes on my phone. I used to set the driving mode, and because you can customize the answer. If you're not familiar with these modes on the phone, let's see. Okay. This is iPhone. So if you pull this down, you can get to this thing that says focus. It used to just be driving mode, and you can hit that for when you were driving a car, and it would automatically respond to the people trying to text you that you were driving. You could customize the message that it sent those people. So sometimes I would have one that said, I'm painting right now, get back to you later. Now on the phone, and I believe this is true for Android too, there is something called focus, and you can pick your focus and you can set it up very quick and easily. So it tells people that you have your notifications off right now. So if they're texting you and they see that, they know you're not going to get back to them right away. And then when you're done, you see all those messages and you can respond at your will. Now, one thing I really love about it is that you can set it up to allow phone calls from certain contacts. So I have it set up so that if people need to call me, I will get the call. So if my kid's school is calling or if a family member is having an emergency and call me, I'm not missing out on it. So while I'm painting, I'm not worried that I'm missing out on anything. I can just dive into my painting. And then it is up to me to spend focused time responding. So the benefit is it's not interrupting me, but also when I'm engaging with those people who are trying to get a hold of me, I am totally focused on them and I'm not distracted by my desire to be painting. So it's a twofold win. So think about that. Think about how when you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else. And use the space at the bottom of this worksheet to brainstorm some of those things that you might say no to this month. I already told you I said no to holiday cards. Okay. Let's think of some other things that some people might want to say no to. I hear a lot of times people are feeling pressured to run around from this house to see this person and that person, all for the holidays. If that's you and you enjoy seeing all those people and they all are important to you and you have a tradition of doing that, you might do it and enjoy it. But if you are feeling overwhelmed by the amount of travel that comes up for you during the holiday season, you might choose to say no to that and put it on your terms. So this is where it gets to the point where you really have to think about what you want to do and what you are feeling like you have to do because of somebody else's expectations. Now, we're not going to be cruel and heartless, of course. We're not trying to be mean to other people. But if you have a choice between spending some quality time with your, immediate family versus running around to 4 different households within the same day, you only have this holiday season once, and this is up to you. You want to enjoy it. Something else you might say no to, if you typically make a bunch of cookies this holiday season and you're working really hard to stay healthy, you might just choose not to make all those cookies this holiday season. The holidays will still be the holidays even without them. What else? If you typically are spending a lot of money on gifts this time and you're feeling overwhelmed by that, maybe you make a change in that. In my family, we used to have a grab bag where we would pick other adults and we would shop for. But this year we've decided we're just shopping for the kids because none of the adults really need anything. And we have so much fun just doing it for the kids. So this year we are eliminating all of that extra shopping. And that's a big weight that's been lifted as well. So take some time to think about what you're going to say no to this month and jot them down. Okay, now on the back side of that page, another way to conserve your energy is by batching your tasks. So this is when you take several similar types of tasks and you set aside a specific block of time to do them all at once. Laundry might be batched. So instead of doing one load of laundry every single day, you might do certain laundry on certain days. So you might do all of the linens, like the bedding and the towels, every Wednesday. You might do all of the kid laundry on a different day. Or my favorite, teach the kids to do the laundry themselves. But shopping and errands is another thing that can be batched. I've mentioned this in day one. Instead of going out to the stores every single day, which tends to be a habit, by the way, you can just pick and plan which days you're going to do your shopping and errands and then free up those other days. Just have quiet time at home. Meal prep is another way. I am the worst about meal prep and meal planning, but I have some friends that are really, really fabulous at it. So if you are into meal planning and meal prep, that is one way you can batch that and save yourself so much time when it comes to cooking and making the meals the rest of the week. Okay, so the other example is what I mentioned about text messages and notifications. On your phone, if you haven't already, turn off your notifications. You don't need it to flash or jump at you every single time an email comes in. You don't need that. You don't need it to do that when you get a social media comment or message either. Unless you're waiting for something very specific, shut those off. You want your phone to be blank until you are ready to access it, okay? You want control over it. You don't want it to be driving you nuts and making you neurotic. So what this does is frees you up from all those small interruptions, but it also gives you control over when you might be exposed to things that will deplete your energy. So have you ever been out doing something, having a great time, and then somebody texts you or a news headline pops up or an email comes through and it has some image or text that's very disturbing or upsetting? And then that throws you totally off of the good mood and activity you were in and doing. And it's hard to shake. When that happens to me, it not only ruins my mood and energy, but it overflows and overwhelms me and it spills out to everybody I'm with or whatever art that I'm working on. And I don't want that energy in my paintings. And I don't want my kids to be overwhelmed with that energy either. So, you know, our news is full of really, really harsh things right now. And there's a lot going on with people. There's a lot of sad and bad news that's floating around there. I'm not saying to ignore it. And I know that there are situations where people need us immediately or emergencies. I'm not talking about those right now. But if it's something that can wait, if it's not going to change whether you see it now or in a couple hours, it can wait, then I would rather be in control and prepare myself for potential exposure to an upsetting circumstance than have it thrown at me when I am not ready for it. So don't open your emails, don't be checking the news, and be prepared. Don't do those things until you are ready for it. Set aside a certain time of day and when you're ready to do that and see those things, and then sit down and open those messages and read through those things. Okay. Also, do not open yourself up to things that make you feel stressed or anxious before bed or during any time when you're low on energy. So go back to your circle here. This is your day, okay? If you're feeling really strong and prepared and high energy in the morning, and that's when you want to read all your news and reach out to your contacts, catch up on your emails and that kind of thing, by all means do it. I personally don't like to start my day out with other people's ideas in my head. I like to start my day out with my own thoughts and hearing my own needs before I expose myself to what's going on with other people. Think about how you can control that and do that for yourself. All right, so today's challenge action steps are now completed. I hope you've taken the time to go through that and you've gotten that behind you. I'm going to leave you with a painting prompt. So yesterday we painted using favorite colors, and today you're going to take all the things that you might say no to or that you've already said no to, write them down in the middle of a piece of paper, draw a circle around them to contain them in there, and then pick some colors of paint and paint right over the top of them. You're going to use colors that represent your yes things or the relief that you feel after you say no to those things. And you're just going to paint right over them so you don't see those no things anymore. Give yourself about 10 to 20 minutes to do that and enjoy it. Thank you again for being here for day 2 of this challenge. I hope that you are able to see the way that your energy changes and the ways that you can help control the amount of energy that comes and goes during your day. If you have any questions, drop me a comment or you can reach me at hello@erinreinholtz.com. You can also find me on Instagram at @erinreinholtzart. Take care, everybody. I will see you for day 3 tomorrow.